Welcome to Mind Awakening TV, where we explore thought-provoking insights, expand your mind, and challenge the way you see the world. If you're ready to open your mind and unlock new perspectives, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and awaken the power within. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the world around her quieted, Maya would retreat to the small corner of her room. It was a ritual she had created for herself, a sacred space where she could pause, breathe, and look inward. The day's noise, school chatter, family conversations, the endless scroll of social media would slowly fade away, leaving only the gentle hum of her thoughts. Maya was not unlike many others her age. She experienced the full spectrum of emotions: joy when she aced a test, frustration when friends misunderstood her, anxiety before a big presentation, and sometimes a sadness she couldn't quite name. But what set Maya apart was her commitment to understanding these emotions, rather than letting them control her. Each night she would sit cross-legged on her bed, a journal open on her lap. She called it her daily check-in. It wasn't a complicated process, but it was intentional. She would close her eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask herself a simple question. How am I feeling right now? At first, the answers were vague. I'm okay, she would write, or today was fine. But as the days turned into weeks, Maya realized that her emotions were more intricate than she had thought. She began to dig deeper. Instead of okay, she might write, I feel a bit restless, like I want something to change, but I'm not sure what. Instead of fine, she'd note, I felt left out at lunch today, and it made me question my friendships. This nightly reflection became a mirror, showing her not just what she felt, but why she felt it. She learned to spot patterns, how certain situations triggered anxiety, or how small acts of kindness from others could lift her mood for hours. She noticed that when she was tired, she was more irritable, and when she spent time outdoors, she felt calmer. Maya's journey into her own emotional landscape wasn't always easy. There were nights when she struggled to put her feelings into words, or when the weight of her emotions felt too heavy to bear. But she persisted, knowing that the act of naming her emotions was the first step toward understanding them. Over time, something remarkable happened. Maya began to notice changes, not just in her nightly reflections, but in her daily life. When a classmate snapped at her, instead of reacting defensively, she paused and acknowledged her own hurt. She reminded herself that her classmate might be dealing with something difficult, and that the outburst wasn't necessarily about her. When she felt overwhelmed by stress, she recognized the signs earlier: a tightness in her chest, a racing mind, and took steps to calm herself, whether by taking a walk or listening to her favorite music. Her relationships improved too. Friends began to confide in her, drawn to her calm presence and her ability to listen without judgment. Maya realized that by understanding her own emotions, she was better equipped to empathize with others. She could sense when someone was feeling down, even if they tried to hide it, and offer a comforting word or a listening ear. The daily check-in also taught Maya the importance of self-compassion. On days when she felt sad or angry, she no longer criticized herself for having bad emotions. Instead, she treated herself with kindness, recognizing that all emotions have value and that it's okay to feel them. This shift in perspective helped her bounce back from setbacks more quickly and approach challenges with greater resilience. As the seasons changed and Maya continued her nightly ritual, she discovered that emotional intelligence wasn't about suppressing or ignoring her feelings. It was about being honest with herself, accepting her emotions, and using that awareness to guide her actions. She became more mindful of her words and choices, knowing that they were shaped by her emotional state. One evening, after a particularly challenging day, Maya reflected on how far she had come. She realized that the simple act of checking in with herself each night had given her a powerful tool, one that allowed her to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. She understood that emotions, like waves, would rise and fall, but with awareness, she could ride them rather than be swept away. Maya's story is a testament to the transformative power of regular self-reflection. By making time each day to tune into her emotions, she developed a deeper understanding of herself and the people around her. She learned that emotional intelligence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that can be cultivated, one day at a time. For anyone seeking to improve their own emotional intelligence, Maya's daily check-in offers a simple yet profound practice. Set aside a few minutes each day to pause and reflect. Ask yourself how you're feeling and be honest in your response. Over time, you'll begin to notice patterns and triggers, and you'll develop the ability to respond to your emotions with greater awareness and control. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about recognizing that emotions are a natural part of being human, and that by paying attention to them, we can live more authentic, connected, and fulfilling lives. So tonight, as the world quiets and you find a moment to yourself, consider following Maya's example. Take a deep breath, check in with your heart, and begin the journey toward greater emotional awareness. With each reflection, you'll gain a little more insight, a little more understanding, and a little more control over your emotional world. In the end, it's the small, consistent practices, like Maya's nightly check-in, that lead to lasting change. By making emotional awareness a daily habit, you too can unlock the power of emotional intelligence and transform not only your relationship with yourself, but with everyone around you. Thank you for watching this episode of Mind Awakening TV. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an awakening moment. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue the conversation. Stay curious and keep expanding your mind.